Hi everyone, welcome to Communicative Arabic. My name is Sohail and today we're going to learn how to use adjectives in the Arabic language. An adjective is a word that we use to describe another word. For example, if we have a word like house, then the word big would be our adjective because when we say big house, we are using big to describe our word house. That's what an adjective is. Singular masculine means when we are talking about or talking to a guy. Alright, now let's look at number 1 to see how we can say a good teacher talking about a male teacher. معلم جيد. Our adjective here is جيد, which means good. معلم جيد. This means a good teacher. Number 2, a good house. بيت جيد. بيت جيد. Number 3, a good restaurant. مطعم جيد. مطعم جيد. And the last one, a good student. طالب جيد. طالب جيد. Alright, now before moving on to the second table, I'd like to point out that in Arabic, an adjective goes after the noun. So if we want to say, for example, good teacher, literally what we're saying is teacher, good. معلم جيد. So our word goes first and the adjective goes after. Okay, now let's move on to the second table for singular feminine adjectives. Singular feminine means when we are talking to or talking about a girl. Now let's see how we can say a good female teacher. معلمة جيدة. معلمة جيدة. If we look at معلمة جيدة, what we realize is that the adjective has gone from جيد to جيدة. So it has gone from masculine to feminine. And from that, we understand the first rule of adjectives in the Arabic language. And that rule is that adjectives need to match the word they refer to in terms of gender. Gender means if we are talking about a guy, the adjective also has to be in the masculine. And if we're talking about a girl, the adjective has to be in the feminine form. Now let's look at the second one. A good school. مدرسة جيدة. مدرسة جيدة. Next, a good library. مكتبة جيدة. مكتبة جيدة. And the last one, a good park. حديقة جيدة. حديقة جيدة. Alright, now let's move on to table 3 for plural masculine adjectives. Plural masculine means when we talk to or about a group of guys or a mixed group of guys and girls. Let's look at the first one. Good teachers. معلمون جيدون. معلمون جيدون. If we look at our adjective جيدون, what we realize is that we have added the extension un to the end of our adjective to match the word معلمون. So it goes معلمون جيدون. And from this we understand the second rule of adjectives, and that rule is that an adjective needs to match the word it refers to in terms of number as well as gender. So if we have a singular word, our adjective is also going to be singular, and if we have a plural word, our adjective is going to be in the plural form. Now let's look at the second one. Good engineers. مهندسون جيدون. مهندسون جيدون. And the third one, good drivers. سائقون جيدون. سائقون جيدون. And the last one, good cooks. طباخون جيدون. طباخون جيدون. Okay, now let's move on to table 4 for plural feminine adjectives. Plural feminine means when we talk to or talk about a group of women. Let's look at the first one. Good teachers. معلمات جيدات. معلمات جيدات. And as you can see, we have the extension at added to the end of our adjective جيد to match the word معلمات. So it goes معلمات جيدات. Feminine plural, feminine plural. Let's look at the second one. Good students. طالبات جيدات. طالبات جيدات. The third one. Good artists. فنانات جيدات. فنانات جيدات. And the last one, good nurses. ممرضات جيدات. ممرضات جيدات. Okay, now let's move on to table 5 to see how definite adjectives work. Number 1, the good teachers. المعلمون الجيدون. المعلمون الجيدون. If we look at المعلمون الجيدون, what we realize is that our adjective has al at the beginning of it to match the word المعلمون, which also has an al at the beginning. And from this we understand the third and the final rule of Arabic adjectives, and that rule is that adjectives also need to match the word they refer to in terms of being definite versus indefinite. This means that if we have a word that has al, our adjective also has al. And if our word doesn't have al, our adjective also doesn't have al. Now let's look at the second one. The good engineers. المهندسون الجيدون. المهندسون الجيدون. Next one. The good doctors. الطبيبات الجيدات. الطبيبات الجيدات. Next one. The good cooks. الطباخات الجيدات. الطباخات الجيدات. Next one. The good artist. الفنان الجيد. الفنان الجيد. And the last one. The good photographer. المصورة الجيدة. المصورة الجيدة. Okay, before wrapping up the grammar for this lesson, let's review what we have learned so far. So adjectives have 3 rules. Number 1, gender. It goes masculine, masculine, feminine, feminine. Rule number 2, number. It goes singular, singular, plural, plural. And rule number 3, definite versus indefinite. It goes al, without al, without al. Alright, that's all the grammar we're going to need for this lesson. Now let's move on to sample phrases 1. Number 1, a good teacher. معلم جيد. Number 2, a bad doctor. طبيبة سيئة. Number 3, good engineers. مهندسون جيدون. Number 4, happy students. طالبات مسرورات. Number 5, a big bus. حافلة كبيرة. Number 6, a small house. بيت صغير. Number 7, a comfortable car. سيارة مريحة. Number 8, a beautiful park. حديقة جميلة. Number 9, a comfortable bicycle. دراجة مريحة. Number 10, a small apartment. شقة صغيرة. Alright, now let's move on to sample phrases too. Number 1, the big cinema. السينما الكبيرة. Number 2, the sad student. الطالب المحزون. Number 3, the tired nurse. الممرضة التعبانة. Number 4, the big store. المتجر الكبير. Number 5, the clean park. الحديقة النظيفة. Number 6, the thirsty cat. القط العطشان. Number 7, the cheap city. المدينة الرخيصة. Number 8, the expensive car. السيارة الغالية. Number 9, the hungry dog. الكلب الجوعان. And number 10, the cheap house. البيت الرخيص. Okay, now let's move on to the sample sentences. Number 1, he lives in a big house. هو يسكن في بيت كبير. Number 2, she lives in a small apartment. هي تسكن في شقة صغيرة. Number 3, we live in a cheap city. نحن نسكن في مدينة رخيصة. Number 4, they live in a beautiful village. هم يسكنون في قرية جميلة. Number 5, do you study at a good school? هل أنتم تدرسون في مدرسة جيدة؟ Number 6, they are going to the big cinema. هن يذهبن إلى السينما الكبيرة. Number 7, do you work in a big office? هل أنتن تعملن في مكتب كبير؟ Number 8, is he a good engineer? هل هو مهندس جيد؟ Number 9, is she a good doctor? هل هي طبيبة جيدة؟ Number 10, we are good photographers. نحن مصورون جيدون. Number 11, they are bad doctors. هن طبيبات سيئات. Number 12, I want the big house. أنا أريد البيت الكبير. Number 13, he likes the expensive car. هو يحب السيارة الغالية. Number 14, do you want a big dog or a small dog? هل أنت تريدين كلب كبير أم صغير؟ Number 15, do you like the big or the small bicycle? هل تحب الدراجة الكبيرة أم الصغيرة؟ Number 16, does she live in a cheap or expensive city? هل هي تسكن في مدينة رخيصة أم غالية؟ Number 17, do they study at a good or bad school? هل هن يدرسن في مدرسة جيدة أم سيئة؟ Number 18, we work at a big restaurant. نحن نعمل في مطعم كبير. Number 19, they are teachers and work at a big school. هم معلمون ويعملون في مدرسة كبيرة. Number 20, I want a comfortable car. أنا أريد سيارة مريحة. Number 21. We live in a comfortable apartment. نحن نسكن في شقة مريحة. Number 22. Is he a good or bad nurse? هل هو ممرض جيد أم سيء؟ Number 23. Is it an expensive house or a cheap house? هل هو بيت غالي أم رخيص؟ Number 24. Is it a big park or a small park? هل هي حديقة كبيرة أم صغيرة؟ And number 25. Is it a comfortable apartment or not? هل هي شقة مريحة أم لا؟ Alright guys, that's it for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments about the lesson, leave them down below in the comment section and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.